ocean lovers that like to harmonize. They're all cousins, friends, and brothers, and they make their mamas cry. Their record make it heartbreaking, just West Coast bars. And know it's the beginning of an endless harmony. Striped shirt freedom, brave new heroes go out on the road, where there's mid-60s screaming and that nighttime holiday scheming, while the lifestyle turns to gold. The music's growing and the vibrations showing. What's it all mean? I know it means there's an endless harmony. And we say, God bless America, the land where we grow. She takes good care of us. And people like the way we sing, the way we say. Looking through an open window in the early part of the day, watching the sun come up, the treetops play. The mood in the air is changing. The sky is a bit more blue. Somebody said that springtime came today. To take long and deep, but from our sleep we wake. The mood in the air is changing. The sky is a bit more blue. Somebody said that springtime came today.
But hearing your lips whisper soft and warm, and to have your body
bit more blue. Somebody said that springtime came today. And all I could think of was all of a sudden springtime came today. And all I could think of was all of a sudden springtime came today. All of a sudden springtime came today. And all I could think of was all of a sudden springtime came today. Thinking of you. All of a sudden springtime came today. Thinking of you.
Hello, Leander. I'm just on the phone here to say a big thank you to you for doing this special program in honor of Chris. I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing. And my memory, I have lots of memories of Chris, but the one I'm going to share is a very early one. Bruce and I are the only children in our family who can say about Chris, we met him the day he was born. All the other kids in the family were still waiting their turn to come to Earth. And Chris was born at home, something my mother decided she wanted rather than going into the hospital. He must have been born in the wee small hours of the morning, because when we got up, there he was in his bassinet with big blue eyes looking up at us. Fast forward 18 years, and now all three of us have moved to New York City. We started to sing together just for fun. Bruce and Chris had guitars, and we sat around in my living room harmonizing Peter, Paul, and Mary songs. And then, I guess emboldened by the compliments of all of our friends and family, we began singing in the coffee houses in Greenwich Village. And one time when our dad was visiting, he suggested that Chris write an original song for us. We had just been doing strictly Peter, Paul, and Mary songs. And Chris was studying trumpet and composition at the time at the Manhattan School of Music. So we waited a bit and then had our next rehearsal. And I'll never forget when Chris brought his first song to that rehearsal. He had a kind of a sheepish smile on his face, and he looked kind of shy about it. And we began singing, I like flying kites. Kites are fun. And we just loved the song, all of us. The lyrics were all about the place where we grew up and all about the fun we had as kids. And the harmonies were wonderful to sing, and they kind of got under our skin. And from that point on, I could always tell by the look on Chris's face when he had a new song for us. And funnily, it actually reminded me of the look on my parents' faces when they had new news. And all of us who were already there always guessed, and we guessed right, you're going to have a new baby. Well, new songs are new creations, and they're born to be loved. And so Kites Are Fun became the first of many, many beloved songs to follow. And it led to the birth of the free design.
In your eyes I go sailing on a sea of innocence, innocence, sea of innocence, innocence. And in my arms you are waking, feeling soul embracing sense. I think your favorite word is best. It sets the tone for all the rest. In your eyes, life is timeless. All you see is treasure trove. And I would wish you the kindness of a world embracing love. I think your symbol is the horse you see me tell. a land of eternity, eternity, a land of eternity, eternity. And if our hearts ache from giving, this is love in its purity. I think you'll do all right with some. What joy to have held you for a while in my arms. Joy to have held you for a while in my arms. It's a wonder that we need life's a game of hide and seek. It's a wonder that we need life's a game of hide and seek. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, play cosmic peekaboo. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, playing cosmic peekaboo. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, playing cosmic peekaboo. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, playing cosmic peekaboo. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, playing cosmic peekaboo.
I'm Jason Dedrick. I'm Chris's youngest brother. Chris wrote a song about me on the first Free Design album, the Kites Are Fun album. It was called My Brother Woody. And it refers to a club that my cousin Brad and I started when we were about 7 years old, around the time the Free Design was getting started. And Brad lived across the road from me on McKinstry Road up in Delavan, New York. And we were best friends, and we created this little club called the Woodpeckers. And I don't know why we call ourselves the Woodpeckers, but I was Woody, obviously after the cartoon character, and Brad was Woe, spelled W-O-E. I don't really know where we got that name either, but maybe from Woe Is Me or something we had heard. But in any case, one of the things we did was we wrote a theme song for our club, and I think we got the idea from the Monkees, which was a popular TV show at the time, and their theme song was Hey Hey We're the Monkees. So Brad and I wrote a song called We Are the Woodpeckers, and I would play on the ukulele, play the chords, and we would sing it. And I think my dad even recorded it once. So around that time, I guess Chris heard the song or saw us playing or whatever, and got the idea from My Brother Woody, which was a song about me just as a kid, kind of playing football and climbing up on the roof of our tool shed and doing the things that a kid does, what I used to do when I was at that age. And the song of course got on the first album, and there's a line in there that kind of has a funny story. Chris wrote a line that says, "Gotta watch out for Mom the Bomb, be good enough not to get spanked." And he was referring to our mother's kind of explosive personality on occasion, but she didn't like at all being sort of memorialized as Mom the Bomb. So she really didn't like that line very much. But otherwise, that's kind of the story of My Brother Woody, and it's a nice memory to think that when I was just a kid and Chris was my big brother, and I used to look up to him, and that he took the time to write that song, and that it was on the Free Design album.
A hero of another kind, no guns, no battlefield. The golden thread of life will find this hero's heart unsteeled. He lives his music every day, no certainty yet certain joy. The kind that comes when music plays. He's known since he was just a boy. Come gently to my music room, I've something new to play. Come join me for a song or two, brother oft would say. He strummed guitar and sang his songs, and each his heart lay bare, and all of us would sing along, because our lives and loves we shared. He sings of friends and bread and wine, and picnics on the green, and sassy words and words so fine, and love seen and unseen, and angels sleeping peacefully, and dolphins deeply caring, and grandpapas who died to birth a friendly man declaring, I know there is a song so rare, don't turn away, be free. This melody so fine, so fair, carry you and me to places far and places near, their beauty unsurpassed, lips turn a smile, eyes drop their tears. We're home again at last, we're home again at last, we're home again at last. Sway softly in the wind and carry pain away. The sunshine and the chimes rescind all doubts on this sweet day. One by one all heroes stand to show their worth and measure. This hero knows the truth at hand. Love is the only treasure. Oh,
Hi, this is Ellen Dedrick, and I'm very happy to be able to tell you a story about my brother Chris. This is in the early days of the free design, and we were doing an auto show of all things in Syracuse, New York. Huge, huge show. And we performed in the show, and everything was great and everything. And as you might know, at auto shows, sometimes people start drinking beer. And after we finished, we were just about to leave the stage. This guy came up and started making wisecracks and remarks to Sandy and me, and it wasn't too pleasant. And I just remember Chris taking off the bass and going over, and he was looking at the fellow, and he said, "You shouldn't be speaking this way." And he started to take the bass up a little bit, and the guy took off. So this is one remembrance of Chris as our our defender. But also, Chris, there would have been no free design without Chris and no Starscape Singers without Chris, because he was a brilliant writer and one of the most creative people I've ever met. And there's many, many other aspects to our tours and our TV shows and all of that, but that one sticks out because he was our big brother and he was taking care of us, and I think he did that very much through all of our career with the free design and with Starscape Singers. So that's my small remembrance, and I hope that you have a wonderful show, and thank you for doing this. Bye-bye.
In the search for something lasting, something timeless as the sun, in the quiet of a late night asking, when the lonely day is done, what have we got? Something in a memory, something in a feeling now, a little prayer, what have we got? Can it be a mystery? Can it be we're seeing how the pain is more than we can bear without each other? What have we got? A little bit of time and each other. What have we got? The roses and the wine and our love forever. Love is the only treasure.
When the final chord is ringing and the band is halfway home, we're so tired we're almost tired of singing, couldn't face the night alone.
What have we got? Something in a memory, something in a feeling now, a little prayer, what have we got? Can it be a mystery? Can it be we're seeing how the pain is more than we can bear without each other? What have we got? A little bit of time and each other. What have we got? The roses and the wine and our love forever. Love is the only treasure.
Yeah, my memories of Chris. I remember our basketball days when we were kids. We had a court in the haymow on my Uncle Ward's farm. And in the winter, after enough hay had been eaten by the cows, we could clear the upper barn floor and play basketball on it. We played there with our cousin Pete. And Chris, being relatively small compared to us, was introduced to the rough and tumble of barn basketball, we called it. And sometimes at the end of a fast break, ending up in the chicken coop and all tangled up in chicken wire. Anyhow, later on, Chris always came with me to play basketball on Saturdays, and he had a chance to play against older players. Like, he was 4 years younger than I. And so he really developed as a basketball player. And, of course, when he played in high school, he was a league all-star. So when we moved to New York City in Long Island, he and I would head out to the courts on the Upper West Side or Hempstead, Long Island, and they were known for being hotbeds of basketball players. We'd show up, and we were actually able to hold our own. We were very few fair-skinned guys there, and we also played a lot of 2-on-2 against anybody who wanted to play 2-on-2. And we fared pretty well as a little team together. And then, of course, we had our own knockdown, drag-out, one-on-one contests between us. And my memories of Chris are, of course, there's a lot of other ones too, but the basketball thing was a great thing between us, and we had a great time playing basketball.
Soft rays of sunlight gently chase the whippoorwill from my windowsill, sweeping through the meadow they move in, bringing warming light to kiss the night goodbye.
Day breaks, heartaches, reality sets in again. What might have been. Dreams slip away like the song you were singing just yesterday. It lies still today. Candle burns along, morning mist is rising now. I don't know how.
Sorrow descends while the spirit rises up again. It never ends. Once fair as the blossom with dew on its petals, why has the curtain been drawn? How do we go on with living and laughing and loving and facing the breaking Soft rays of sunlight gently chase the whippoorwill from my windowsill.
Hi everyone, I'm Tonya Dedrick, daughter of Chris Dedrick, and I am thrilled to be talking a bit about my dad and the free design today. The free design came together before I was born, and so really since the beginning I was always around music, whether it was my dad and family singing together, him writing songs or compositions for film and television, or just unwinding on the piano, or he would do these late night trumpet practices. Music was just in him. And although I myself didn't end up getting the musical gene, I have fun memories of him teaching me a song or bringing me to sing in a commercial or something. And I was actually not very good, but he would always tell me how talented I was and that I just needed to practice. And I feel like he was clearly my biggest and probably my only fan. He really did believe in me. But anyway, with the free design, it really wasn't until I was older that I was able to start to appreciate the amazing and interesting music the free design had created together. And I loved to learn how the title of the popular song "Kites Are Fun" was actually thought of through my mom's initials, which is KAF. So to this day, it's so cool to tell people how they performed on various shows and opened for Sonny and Cher. I just love to watch the video clips of when they were performing and looking so young and so hip. And oh yeah, a couple of years ago, I found out that when Jimmy Fallon hosted the Grammys, he did the live Facebook stream thing where people can ask questions and he's live answering them. And one of the questions somebody asked was, what was his favorite song at the time? And he actually told viewers that his favorite song was "Kites Are Fun." And when I watched the clip, I nearly fell over. And I just, felt like this was another example of how their music lives on and seems kind of timeless. I want to say really how proud I am of my dad. I mean, don't we all want to live our lives and have it mean something or leave behind a legacy? And I know he did this. My dad really made a difference, not only through music, but by touching people's lives in some way. And since he's passed away, I have had so many people come to me and tell me a story about how he helped them or influenced them in some way. And for me, even though he's not here physically, he is always with me when I need him. He was able to provide such amazing guidance that I still draw on today. So wishing him a happy birthday in his musical heaven. And thank you, Leander, for this tribute to a great band and to the amazingly talented person my dad was.
Fly away to Nevada City. You can't go, it'll be a pity. Bright lights shining for love or money. If I lose, it won't be fun for me. You can meet me at the airplane. Lay it on the line. McCarran Airport. Why do you let me down? Let me down. You playing blackjack, me watching baccarat. $5 minimum all night long. Nickel or dime slots, hitting the night spots, trying to decide what's right or wrong. Sunday, only 4 days to win or lose me. Don't let the roulette wheel use me. You can meet me at the airplane. Lay it on the line. McCarran Airport. Why do you let me down? McCarran Airport. Why do you let me down? Some pictures at Boulder Dam. Under the big top, riding the bumper cars, rolling like dice, where will we land? Fly away from Nevada City, pockets that are full of empty. Lucky I had a round trip ticket. I play my hand, used every trick. It was not meant to be. A single coach seat on the airplane. I laid it all on the line. McCarran Airport. Why is this tear afraid to fall? McCarran Airport. Now that I've gone and lost it all. McCarran Airport. Why is this tear afraid to fall? Gone and lost it all. Someday gonna live the way we want to. Gonna give the world our answer. Answer me, and I'll tell you how we live. Someday, and I'll tell you how we live. Someday, gonna rise with the sun, gonna shine in through the window, gonna find us making love there, love me there, and I'll show you how we live. Someday, and I'll show you how we live together, helping each other grow in spirit and
our newborn hearts. Our love will be our only wealth. I can see us in a garden in the early spring, sowing seeds, so that one day we can reap the prayer that awaits us and awakes gonna die the way we want to. Gonna lie beneath the windsown, sing for me, and I'll tell you how we live someday, and I'll show you how we'll live and die.
Hello, Leander. This is Moira Dedrick, Chris's wife and now widow. Thank you so much for all you do to share the music of the free design and Chris's music to the world. One of the things Chris was most passionate about and which gave him endless joy was working with live musicians. The free design, if you look at the album liner notes, hired many of the top musicians in New York at the time, and then later in Toronto. Later, Chris insisted upon always having scores for film and television recorded with live musicians if the budget allowed it, like on the Afro Arrow, for example. More than 100 musicians were hired. Sometimes it could only be a trio, and if the budget was really tight, Chris would play or sing himself, or get his assistant to sing to give the score the heart-reaching human quality machines can never offer. Because of this, after he passed, I created, with the help of the Ontario Arts Foundation, the Chris Dedrick Music Fund, which encourages composers to use live musicians in their scores through an annual monetary award. This award is now a joint award from the Guild of Canadian Film Composers and the Ontario Arts Council, and is presented by Chris's daughter and my stepdaughter, Tonya Dedrick, every year. What also may be of interest to your listeners is a book of Chris's writings, which is now in the editing stage and includes lyrics to all his songs, free design and otherwise, a large selection of poems he wrote, plus prose writings about his life and experiences, and finally, his insights told through his blog about his cancer journey and all that taught him. I truly don't know how he did all he did, and I lived with him for 30 years. This book will give insights into his journey in life, which was unique. He's truly missed, Leander, and thank you again for this wonderful tribute. Does my heart good to hear his music living on. Thank you.
No, we can't erase what love has traced. No, we can't forget what we have felt. For now you are within me. We are the song of blue. Our eyes have looked into our souls and seen a love so true. Our eyes have seen a have I known such sweetness. Never have I felt so free. Hold me in this moment of completeness. You are my life and destiny. You are my life and destiny. Yes, you are the love I'm singing of. Yes, I am the song within your